From Toronto, Canada, it's the Up and Adam Show. I'm Stu Jeffers, and now, here's your host, Adam Lucas.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the Up and Adam Show. My name is Adam Lupus, guys. Thanks for joining me once again. Guys, we got an amazing guest in store for you guys. And actually, it's really cool because you guys know me for loving the 80s and 90s movies and everything around that era. And actually, this guy, he's in the series Cobra Kai, and he's actually the son of Martin Kove, who played John Kreese in the Karate Kid movies, and he's also in Cobra Kai as well. Please welcome Jesse Kove. Jesse, how are you, man?
Hey, man. So glad to be here. Thanks for having me, Adam.
Hey, no problem. Listen, I was going to ask you if you're excited for like the summer coming along and all that stuff, but I see, given where you're at right now, it looks beautiful. How's the weather there right now?
We're in LA. I'm at my house. It's so nice. I got my dogs running around. Brody, come here. Come here, Brody.
Oh, I love dogs.
Let me see. In a minute. He's a beautiful pit bull. He's coming because it's a little hot today, but he's coming. Yeah, everything's great. I'm looking forward to summer. There's going to be a lot of traveling and work as well, and relaxation all at the same time.
Yeah, you're lucky. You know what? I'm from Toronto in Canada, right? And I'm telling you, man, we've just started getting lucky with the weather because it's been cold the past few months, right? So finally just got to open the pool now, and it was pretty humid today. But like, I don't know, man. With Canada, it's up and down. I'm sure you're aware of that. So everyone just
I might be up there. I might be up there. A buddy of mine, Clayton James, great guy. I did a movie with him last summer. He lives up there right now, and he's got a boat, and he's like, dude, you got to come up here. We'll take you on the boat. And I was like, I will be there. I cannot wait.
Up north, it's nice. Where I'm at, it's good too. I'm like right where Wonderland is. So for me, it's nice, but you know, I guess.
I love Canada, man. I've spent some good time up there. It's so great up there. Everybody's so nice, and it's a great time.
That's one thing we're known for, that and saying a lot.
It's a good time, eh?
It's a good time, eh? Well, brother, so we're gonna drink a nice brewski today and say a lot. Oh my god,
I love it, man.
But anyways, man, thank you again for being on the show. I mentioned that you're on Cobra Kai, and you're in like the season 3. In the flashback, you play David, the varsity athlete, and the antagonist to young John Kreese. I first want to ask you, how is it playing the bad guy? Like, how does it feel to be like the antagonist?
I have the most fun when I'm playing bad guys. It doesn't come around all the time, but when it does, you have so much freedom as an actor to paint your canvas, you could say, as a villain, because there's no right or wrong way to do a villain. It's like, it's really up to the actor and what they come up with. It's usually kind of subtle, and it's a lot of fun, man. You don't kind of have to play by the same rules as you do a hero, which is, for creatively, a lot of fun.
Yeah, and it's nice because, well, a lot of people, it's funny nowadays we're looking at a lot of like stories through the villain's eyes, right? Like, for example, Joker, you look at it through like Joaquin Phoenix, through his eyes, like the villain, right? Even movie like Venom and stuff like that. So before, it's all about the hero, always looking at the good guy, but seeing it through like perspectives through the bad guys. First off, it's very hard to do, so it takes a lot of talent. So props to you for doing that. You do a great job. And second, it's just nice because it's a change of pace, right? You see it through your eyes, and it's like seeing, again, John Kreese's character, who he was the villain, but now we see the backstory and how he got to be where he is. So I guess it all ties together, especially.
Yeah, and it's also just so interesting to watch, right? Like you're really intrigued by the story and the backstory, where they came from, the journey to where they became these villains or bad guys or whatever. It's like, it's like really, it's so fascinating to watch. You're kind of just like so drawn into it. You're like, oh wow, okay, so he was actually a good guy at some point, and then something happened, or he lost someone or whatever, and then all of a sudden he became this bad guy. It's like, would that happen to me? Would I do that?
That happens in a lot. That happens in a lot of films, though, and a lot of shows and stuff too. But look at like Breaking Bad, for example, right? Imagine watching Breaking Bad at starting at season 5 and looking at Walter. Like, imagine like a movie where it was like just when Walter was at his peak. You would think to yourself, like, this guy's such a terrible guy. He did all these things, sold meth.
Right.
But then when you watch the obviously, like they didn't do that, but it just shows when you see the backstory, it's almost like you feel bad you feel bad for that person, right? Like now looking at John Kreese, right? You feel bad for him. You kind of go like, like now when I watch the Karate Kid films and I look at his character, I go, you know what? I kind of like him now. I see
your whole perspective on. You're right.
Yeah, it's a nice change of pace, but man, the show in general, I must say it's amazing because you guys started off on YouTube. It went on to Netflix now, which is amazing. You guys got over 73 million views and 93% on Rotten Tomatoes. So that's amazing. First off, so
yeah, it's crazy, and it was like 2.3 billion minutes or something like that when season 3 came out. It was like one of the most watched shows ever. It was crazy.
And what was your first reaction knowing that, like, wow, I'm on a hit show? Like, when did that feeling kick in for you? Like, holy shit, like I'm doing this right now.
It definitely, I felt that when I was working down in Atlanta, when we were shooting the show, I was like, oh, wow, I'm here. I'm part of Cobra Kai. This is pretty amazing. It's like joining like a Marvel movie. Yeah. And then I had always known, even when we were shooting, that people were going to go crazy for it when it came out. I just knew because I knew how excited people were from YouTube. And then now that it was on Netflix, which is even a bigger platform and more people will be able to watch it, I just knew that it was going to explode. And everybody, of course, had, it was a little reserved, but I was like, it's going to break numbers. People love the show. It's going to be great. And I was so, humbled and excited at the same time. And, I had to keep it a secret also for almost a year that I was even a part of the show,
How come?
Well, they didn't want anybody to know that there was even going to be a backstory to Kreese, or that there was going to be, that there was going to be a young version of Kreese showing that backstory. It was a big secret. They couldn't say anything. And, even like when my dad was when he first came in at the end of season 1, he couldn't talk about it at all until like all of season 1 had come out, and then they finally saw him. He couldn't even talk about it on opening weekend.
You know how hard that is to do, probably? He's probably just like biting his tongue.
He hated it. It.
I know.
It's just, he's amazing. And he did a great job. And it really did work for the fans. The writers, John, Josh, and Hayden, they really know what they're doing. I mean, they are fans themselves of the show, so they know exactly what people want.
Yeah. Well, you guys are getting into like 2 different demographics, right? You guys got the young generation, which is like, well, me, I'm kind of like an old soul. Listen, I'm 22 years old, but some say I'm 40.
You got a record player there, man. I love it.
Yeah, well, we're going to actually get into that later on too. Actually, I want to show you something after, but it's crazy. I do have that old soul in me. So I grew up watching like the 80s movies, the 90s movies, but like you guys are going into 2 different demographics. You guys got the young generation watching the show and the older generation who grew up watching the Karate Kid. So that's very smart.
Like perfect. You couldn't even get a more perfect mix.
Yeah, literally. Yeah. And you said something really interesting before too, how you said it feels like you're a part of like a Marvel thing in a sense. Right. And I'm not sure if you get this often, but you look exactly like Chris Evans. Has anyone ever told you that?
I actually auditioned for Captain America when they were first casting him years ago. So
are you serious?
Yeah. I am. I went up for Steve Rogers, but who knows? I might be up for it again. That would be amazing.
That's awesome.
It's so funny. I do get that many times. I actually have a Captain America shield in my house on the wall because I do like Captain America a lot. I'm a big nerd of like, pop culture and like Harry Potter and Marvel and all that stuff.
Wait, did you say Harry Potter?
Yeah, I'm a Harry Potter fanatic.
You're my best friend. That's it. It's done. What's your favorite Harry Potter? What's your favorite Potter?
Favorite one is probably Prisoner of Azkaban, because that's actually that, or because Prisoner of Azkaban, they started to go dark. That's really good too. Goblet of Fire also is like really so good. That was like the first time you saw Voldemort.
Yeah, you know what we should have done right there? I should have been like on 3 we say it, because it would have been like a Step Brothers moment where it's like, you just become best friends. Yeah, that's exactly.
Who would you do with John Stamos?
John Stamos. Okay, honestly, John Stamos, he is a good looking guy. What are we gonna do?
Totally. What are we gonna do? Oh my
God. Yeah,
I love it. Did we just become best friends?
Yep.
Yes.
We'll do karate in the garage. Yup. Oh, that's
I
so
love
funny.
it, dude.
The show, you mentioned it was filmed a lot of in Atlanta, and my producer actually lives in Atlanta. He actually saw a lot of it being filmed, and he told me to ask about how it is filming there, because it's kind of becoming like Hollywood South now, like how it is, all the stuff going on.
Yeah, I mean, you get such great tax credits in Atlanta. Plus, it's there's a lot of stuff still filmed in LA, of course, but it's a lot of the major studios and sound stages and stuff here, Warner Brothers, Fox, and Universal, and all that stuff. But I love it, man. It's so great down there. It's always great to travel and work. And Atlanta is such a hospitable city. Everybody's so nice. You got a little bit of that southern flavor down there, which is always great, you know. And you know, there's so many people that work. They're really willing to work hard down there, and you know, it's they just have a lot of space to do a lot down there. They have these huge, massive sound stages. You know, a lot of Cobra Kai, what you see is actually on a massive soundstage. You know, the apartment is out there, the school, the Cobra Kai dojo, the
the
Cobra
school
Kai gym.
He actually mentioned to me. I think he said he was like right there. It's across the street from where he lives, I think.
Well, they filmed the school sequence, like a lot of some of the school stuff, like was actually on a soundstage, which is crazy to think. Yeah. And so it's amazing what they do. I mean, it's really amazing. And obviously there's a lot of exterior stuff, but yeah, they do an incredible job of making Atlanta seem like Los Angeles.
Yeah. Well, even like Toronto, where I'm from, well, I mean, I'm in the suburbs, but like in downtown, like in the city, it's becoming really big there too. If I'm not mistaken, they're making a Netflix studio somewhere downtown in Toronto.
Probably,
but
yeah.
I think so, right? Yeah, but that's gonna be really cool too. Because I actually have an acting agent too now, but I didn't start doing anything yet. But hopefully that works out, especially with Netflix opening up here. Who knows? The possibilities are endless, right?
Dude, you'd be amazing. You got so much charisma and personality, and obviously talent. So, dude, you're that's fantastic.
Thanks, man. Well, my goal is hopefully one day to be on TV doing this, right? Interviews and like having my show and stuff. Who knows?
Hopefully, I'll be interviewing you in a few years to come.
Sorry?
I said, hopefully, I'll be interviewing you in a few years to come.
Yeah, hopefully one day. That'd be awesome, man. And one day maybe I'll make the trip to LA too.
Dude, absolutely.
Yeah, and I'll meet your nice pit bull over there. What was his name again?
Oh, Brody. He went away. This is Ginger, though.
Let me see.
The other one. This is little Ginger.
Oh, is that a girl, right?
Yeah.
Oh, she's so
Brody. Cute. Come here, Brody. He'll walk around. But yeah, I'm a big animal lover. Love animals. Love cat. I got a cat. Got a dog. Yeah, you'll see him. He's walking around there. There he is.
There he is. Yeah, so cute.
But yeah, it was just, it was a great experience. And also working with my dad, of course, he was there watching every moment that I was on set because he was already down there shooting season 3. And then when I got cast in that role, which I was so excited about, you know, I really worked hard, and it was just a lot of fun, man. I had a great time, you know, and it was a surreal experience getting to do that with my dad. It was his legacy, you know, and me to kind of step in those shoes a little bit. It was like this perfect circle that was happening. I was like, who knows, man? Is it God? Is it the earth? Is it magic? Is it Hollywood? Who knows?
Who knows? Yeah. But no, it all comes down to, even though you're his son, like again, you're a good actor and you fit the role so well. It really does feel like you're that, you know what I mean? But going back to your dad, I want to kind of get into that a little bit as well, because growing up, I read about that you were always big into films, and like he was a big inspiration to you, your dad, right? And you used to use like his camera to film little skits, and you always had that energy
all the time
to become an actor,
all the time.
Right? That's so cool. So tell us about that. Like, what do you admire most about your dad?
His resilience for life, for business, for Hollywood. He's just he's a machine that doesn't stop. It's really incredible. He literally has the passion of John Kreese. He's a fighter and he's a lover at the same time, because he is this very sweet, gentle man. Mm-hmm. And you know, he doesn't take no for an answer in a very good way, you know, which I believe that's an important thing in life, you know, is to always ask questions and you know,
to learn,
challenge
to be the student and stuff all the time. Yeah.
Always. And when I was younger, I used to love performing in front of the family. Like I'd do magic shows, and like I would do all these like magic tricks, and it was just fun for me. I loved making my mom laugh. I do accents and you know, there was always like this, I don't know if it's power, but there was always like this aspect of it changed the mood when you make someone laugh. It's like, oh wow, like I just made someone laugh, and like people love to laugh. Like why not do more of that, you know? And so I've always been performing since I was younger, and you know, then it turned into a career when I was in my, you know, late teens, and you know, every year just gets better and better than the next.
Yeah. You know, it's so cool. Like I'm a big advocate of like being really personal with my guests and stuff. And when you just said all that, I literally got chills when you said all that stuff, because that reminds me of myself. Like that's why I think we're going to click well, because it's like, I do accents as well. I recently, I'm not even joking with you, started doing magic tricks for fun, like card tricks and stuff. And
Dude,
and I love acting too, right? So I literally feel like I'm talking to like myself right now. That's why it's so nice to get like-minded people on the show and to talk. It's so cool.
Dude, do people tell you like they think you're from New York?
No, why do I have an accent?
You just have this like New York energy because like people in New York are very fast paced and like very like they're also like they have a it's like a fearless energy that people
Really?
have in New York. You have this like total New York like vibe about you. It's a
Well,
good thing.
Well, you know what? Yeah, I'm actually Italian, so maybe that's where it's coming from, I guess. The
Oh,
Italian-
that's got to be what it is. Yeah, dude, totally. That's what it is.
Yeah. Well, it's just cool because, well, even making people laugh, that energy. Listen, I'll be honest, I'm not the funniest guy. I can crack a few jokes here and there, but you know, when I do make people laugh, it's like, you know, they say laughing's contagious. It's contagious. Like you want to just keep making people laugh more.
Yeah.
More.
And they love it. Who doesn't want to laugh? It's the best.
Yeah, literally. Yeah.
It's like that thing. It's like if people have road rage on the road or something, you just laugh. Like they cannot. Nobody can beat you if you're laughing. Nobody can defeat you. It's like the highest form of like I don't know the morale or you know the like emotion. It's like is laughter and joy. So it's like you know even like if there's a bully around or something, if you just start laughing, like they're gonna get so annoyed because like you're feeling great.
Well, and then they might beat you up even harder, but that's I don't know.
You just got to keep laughing.
You gotta keep laughing. Even going at you in the face. Yeah, it feels so good. Yeah.
They'll get so annoyed. They'll start thinking it's weird, and they'll be like, "All right, I don't even want to do this anymore," because all he does is laugh.
Then they'll think they're gonna come after you in the middle of the night after, and that's a whole other story.
Exactly. And then you turn to the Joker, and then that's how it all starts.
And now, wait, what was that line he said in the Joker too? He goes, "Now I just smile." I forgot what he said. Really creepy line though at the end. He's like, I used to always, I forgot. It's when he's talking to Robert De Niro's character.
Yeah. I know what you're talking about. Now I don't remember, but yeah, I remember what you're saying.
Like the world used to always laugh at me. Now I'm laughing at them or something. I don't even know.
Now I'm the one laughing. Yeah.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. So going back to your character in the show though, you play a bully, you play a bad guy, right? And there's a scene when, you know, you fight young John Kreese and then he ends up, you know, whooping your butt, obviously, right? You know, in real life, though, who would win in a fight, you or your dad?
Against each other?
Yes.
He'd probably shoot me in the leg, so he might.
You'd be like,
at his
come
age,
on, Dad, man-to-man fist fight. He's just looking at you, pulls out a gun from the right leg. Okay, I lose.
At his age, he'd probably just shoot a bow and arrow into my leg or something.
Oh. Oh, that's funny, man. No, I had to ask that because I'm thinking, man, I'm like, you know what? I just had to do it because it's like, you know, you're basically fighting him, quote unquote, in the show, right?
Totally. It was like really funny to like even have him watching. And for the other character, Barrett Carnahan, who played him, like it was funny for him to even have my dad watching him at the same time. And he and I are become good buddies. And we talk about it all the time.
That's awesome, man. Yeah. Well, honestly, dude, it's your dad, listen, he looks like a great guy, nice guy. But when I watch the show, you can see like, I'm a little bit intimidated by him, but it's in a good way though. You don't want to mess with a guy like that.
I mean, listen, he's from the streets of New York, man. He came up from essentially nothing. So he's been there, done that and seen a lot.
Yeah.
So he's definitely got some John Kreese vibes to him.
Yeah. And I think that those values are passing on to you. You know, you've besides Cobra Kai, you've done a lot more other stuff too. You've co-produced, co-starred in the movie. You produced a movie called As Night Comes, which, was that your first time producing something or?
Yeah, I was like 21 when I produced that, which was also a terrific movie. Like you should really watch it if you get a chance.
Yeah.
It deals with like teen crime and bullying. It's kind of like a Clockwork Orange in modern day times. Really, really great movie directed by Richard Zelniker. It's a fantastic. I'm so proud of that movie. It's like one of those movies that just kind of gets better over time.
Yeah,
and it's just great.
What's like, because I'm always been curious about this, and maybe it's a stupid question, but like, what's the role of a producer? Like, what do you guys do essentially? Is it like a very broad thing, or is there very specific roles? Like, I'm not even sure exactly how it works.
So a producer really kind of, it's literally the word like produce, like you literally take something from nothing and you produce something. So producer can have like 50 different roles. Like they go find the money. They make sure an actor's comfortable. They make sure an actor, is doing his job with the director. If the director has issues, they're going to go to the producer. Mm-hmm. The producer stays with the movie even after the movie's done. A producer is kind of like, he's like, they oversee everything at the end. They make sure that the movie is coming out the way that they wanted it to. They, make sure, like, an actor can call one of the producers and say he's having an issue with one of the other actors on the movie. Like that would be a producer's issue. They would talk to them, figure that out. They really just are there from start to finish and overseeing everything. They'll come to set and visit and make sure everything's going well and find out if things aren't going well. They'll talk to the studio. The studio, they'll be the liaison for that. So there's kind of like 50 different hats that a producer wears. It's a really awesome role. And then also like in front and behind the camera, if you're doing both. So a producer really kind of does everything. And that's literally like what we said. It's like they produce, like literally creating something, what they're doing all day.
Was it like a stressful job at 21 to do that? Or did you kind of like learn a lot of things? Or would you take it in a good manner? Or?
I mean, I enjoyed it because I kind of been bred in it. So I understood that world very well. And I liked it. It was fun. You're being creative all the time. It was really great. I was making a movie. So like it never really felt like work. That's the fun thing about movies for me is like when I'm actually doing it, it's in the process of it. Like it doesn't feel like work. I'm having such a fun time. That's why I always love going back to do it again.
That's awesome.
Yeah. And so, it's definitely, and it can be very hard. There's a lot of moving parts. There's a lot going on. You got to stay cool. It can be very stressful, but at the end of the day, when you're watching the movie on the big screen, you're seeing what you've done. It's like, it's just so rewarding.
It's like you're like your little baby. You're watching it. Like you just again, like you like essentially watch you, like you nurtured something in a way. As corny as that sounds, like you just watched it become something and blossom into something so cool. When you watch it, you go, wow, I was a part of that. I made this into reality. It's like kind of putting your dreams into the making, right?
Yeah, exactly.
That's awesome.
It's exactly what you said.
That's so cool. Well, before we end off the show, going back to the records, what I normally do before I end off the show, I play like 10 seconds of like a song of your choice or of the guest's choice.
Oh, I love it.
And I just kind of wrap it up like that. So I'll show you the albums and then you can just pick like one of them and pick a song. So I got Prince and the Revolution.
Oh, Purple Rain. So good.
That's a good one. I got
Purple Rain.
Purple Rain.
Dude, I did a movie about these guys.
Daryl Hall and John Oates?
Yes, it's called boy, oh boy, what is it called? I'm gonna look it up right now. You're gonna laugh. I don't know if you have a computer there.
Yeah. I have my phone, but is it wait, you did like you starred in it?
No, I had a supporting role in it. It was a comedy, really, really funny movie, literally about those two. Hold on.
I gotta watch it now.
It's really, my dad has a funny cameo in it as well. This was years ago. Hang on. It's called, God, isn't that terrible? I just forgot the name.
Take your time.
It's where is it? Oh, it's called Eternity, the movie.
Eternity.
I'll show you the poster for it. You're gonna laugh.
Yeah,
I just pulled it up on IMDb.
Yeah, get the hell out of here. Oh my god.
Isn't that funny?
Yeah, I'm writing that down.
Eternity, the movie. See?
Oh my gosh, that's so cool, man. That's so
so
like retro. Yeah, that's hilarious. What are the odds?
What's funny is that Michael Olivier, who actually stars in this, that's how I met him. He stars in As Night Comes that I produced. That's how that worked out.
That's how that. Oh, that's what I see. So it all everything. It's kind of like it's like a snowball effect. You do one thing and it leads into something else.
Exactly.
That's so cool. So we got that album. This one, I got Frank Sinatra, which who doesn't like Frank Sinatra? Right?
Ooh, Frank Sinatra is so good.
Now this album, I'm not sure if you're gonna know, very low key, but they're called Simply Red. Yeah, so probably know that one. This one too, a little bit low key. New Radicals. They only got like one hit song on here.
Love
you
it.
Get what you give. That one, right?
This is so fun to see all these records. I love it.
Yeah, it's cool. Yeah, thanks, man. And then Supertramp.
Awesome.
Okay, and then last one, the King, John Mayer, because love John Mayer.
John Mayer. Dude, I'm going to roll out with some Prince, dude.
Yes. Okay, perfect. Which one? You're going to go Purple Rain? Is that what you're going to do?
Let's do Purple Rain.
Let's do it, yeah.
Actually, no, wait. I forget. Read me some of the songs that are on that album. I forget what's on there.
Yeah, so there's Let's Go Crazy, Take Me With You, The Beautiful Ones, Computer Blue, Darling Nikki, When Doves Cry, I Would Die For You, Baby I'm a Star, and Purple Rain.
All right, we got to go with Purple Rain.
Let's do it. Oh, yeah, I'm so excited, man. You're the second person who picked Purple Rain.
Love it.
I'm telling you, man, people are getting back into this retro stuff. I don't know.
Dude, it's so fun.
You ever
COVID has brought us back to the original stuff. We appreciate it again. Brody,
Oh, yeah.
come here.
This is so cool. All right.
He's excited. His mommy's coming on.
Can you hear it? So cool, eh?
Awesome, man. Awesome.
Well, Jesse, man, thank you for being on the show. I had a lot of fun. This is a blast talking to you, man. You're such a good guy. We got to do this again sometime.
You are too, dude. I love it, man. Good luck with everything, and we'll talk soon. And you got my info, and I appreciate it. This was great.
Awesome, man. Anytime, man. Guys, and make sure to check out Cobra Kai on Netflix and stay tuned for more seasons. Guys, we'll see you in the next one. Take care.
What is up, everybody? Welcome back to At the Box Office. I'm your host, Luke Smith. Guys, thank you so much for checking out the Up and Adam show again. Again, guys, I'm going to start off every one of my segments saying this, but you guys are the best. Thank you for continuing to support this new format and the other changes that we will be making in the future, because like I said before, we want to grow our style. We want to change a little bit, because if you're not changing some things and you're just being complacent, then that's not helping anybody. So we are very, very happy with the response to these changes. Thank you guys so much. So I'll get done with the pleasantries now. Let's talk about this week's film. Now, I really like this segment on this show that I have. Adam's the best for letting me have it, by the way, because it gives me a chance to talk about movies that I won't be able to talk about on my main channel, on the Cinebros channel, because all those 5-minute movie reviews basically encompass movies that have just now come out, and I love reviewing new films. I love reviewing new releases, but it's fun to kind of have a segment to make a deep dive and to talk about some films that not a lot of people have seen, some films that are weird, some films that I think are great, that a lot of people probably think are very bizarre. And that probably encompasses the movie I'm talking about today. I'm going to be talking about the 2001 film, The Piano Teacher. This movie is directed by Michael Haneke and stars Isabelle Huppert in the main role. And guys, I got to tell you, I think this movie is fantastic. Now, to give you a little bit of a background behind this film, it is based off of a book. And the synopsis, in kind of a short Cliff's Notes version, a back of the DVD synopsis, if you will, is essentially Isabelle Huppert plays a piano teacher, like the title says, who lives with her mom. They have a very abusive, bizarre relationship that the screenplay never really gets into what the problem is in their relationship. It's left ambiguous, and I really like that about the movie. But she's in this relationship with her mom. She's never really got to leave her hometown ever. She's never dated anyone. She's in her mid-40s, and she's very unfulfilled. And basically, she has these very masochistic BDSM type fantasies, and very weird. Again, me just saying that probably turned a lot of you all away from this film, and rightfully so, kind of. This movie is made to shock you. There are a lot of very shocking and disturbing elements. So a warning, if you are going to watch this movie, I recommend that you know what you're getting into beforehand, because it is very disturbing. But she has masochistic fantasies, and she's never been able to act those out. And one day she becomes infatuated with this young 20-year-old student of hers named Walter. And they have a very destructive, not good relationship. And it's a pretty toxic relationship. And it's basically based on the fallout of that is the plot of this movie. Now, that might sound, once you get past the disturbing nature of sadomasochism, it might sound a little boring to you all. This movie's just about a piano teacher in France who is unfulfilled and falls in love with a student. I know that sounds kind of lame, but this movie is anything but that. First off, Michael Haneke, if you don't know who that is, he's one of the best European filmmakers of all time. I don't think that's up for debate. He's fantastic. If you haven't watched Amour or the original Funny Games, both of those are absolutely fantastic. And Michael Haneke, I personally think that this is his best film, to be totally honest with you. He also wrote the screenplay, like he does with most of his films. And he plays this really insane premise pretty realistically. He also made the bold choice to have no musical score. There's no music. The only music that you hear throughout this entire movie are the students when they play piano in the classes. That is the only music in the entire film. So it makes those disturbing sequences I mentioned all the more disturbing and impactful in that way. And I think it's very effective. You know, normally I get annoyed when filmmakers they talk about, I don't like using music in films. It tells the audience how to feel. And I guess that's kind of true, but also a good musical score can sometimes really improve on a movie. But in this case, the lack of a consistent musical score actually is to the film's benefit. Also, Isabelle Huppert gives one of the best performances that I've ever seen in my entire life. Essentially, like Michael Haneke, she is the most prolific, I'll just go ahead and say it, most prolific European actress of all time. She's been called the best actress of all time by numerous directors and other actors and actresses as well. She's very great in this role, and I think this is her best performance. It's a very brave performance. Most other actors, they'd read this script and they would go, that's messed up and disturbing. No chance I'm doing that. But she does it. She puts herself out there, and I think it pays off. I think she's fantastic in the film. Definitely Oscar-worthy. I can't believe she didn't get Oscar nominated that year. But the Academy hasn't always been friendly to foreign films. So, oh well. Parasite changed that, hopefully, when that won Best Picture, because that movie's fantastic. So, but anyway, Isabelle Huppert is awesome. Also, the actor who, I can't pronounce his name, but the actor who plays Walter, the student that she falls in love with, is also very good. And basically, this movie is essentially just scenes of characters walking through a hallway with no music, talking to each other, all kinds of stuff like that. Not a lot technically happens of major plot significance, but somehow Michael Haneke's pacing and his directing and all the performances make this film interesting, make it entertaining. And guys, I really love The Piano Teacher. I don't want to give any plot details away because I highly recommend you check this movie out. Again, you know, some of the people who watch my stuff, a lot of my personal friends and stuff, they probably, guys, if you're watching this, thank you for checking out the videos and supporting me as always, but you might want to skip this movie. This movie is very, very gross and disturbing, and you probably won't like it at all. But I actually found this movie to be very good once I got past that nastiness. So guys, obviously, I recommend this movie. I don't think it's available anywhere on streaming, but you can buy the subtitled version and buy and rent on Amazon for fairly cheap. So I would recommend doing that if you want to check the film out. Guys, thank you as always for watching this segment. Be on the lookout for more Up and Adam episodes every Sunday night at 8 o'clock p.m. Guys, thank you as always for watching. You all are the best. Now on to the Bad Batch with this week's conspiracy theory. See you guys.
What's up, guys? It's Daniel.
It's Anthony.
And I'm Michael.
And we are the Bad Batch Studios.
The Hef and Heffers.
Coming at you guys with another episode. And this one, obviously, we're staying on the topic of conspiracy theories.
Conspiracies.
So, what if I told you guys that Titanic never sunk?
Explosion.
Explosion.
Titanic coming through.
So yeah, what if I told you that Titanic never sunk? Are you going to believe me or you're not going to believe me?
What happened to the Titanic?
I would say like then what really happened to,
I think it fucking
the
sunk.
Titanic?
There's proof that it sunk.
Yeah.
All right. So just a little bit of backstory here. The owner of the boat is J.P. Morgan, and he owned two boats, the Titanic and the Olympic. So the Olympic was the older boat and was very run down. So the theory is J.P. Morgan sank the boat on purpose to get insurance money.
But if he wasn't he already rich?
But like, the rich want to get richer.
I mean, you're not
Yeah,
wrong.
that's facts. That's how the rich stay richer.
Yeah,
Exactly. So he
that.
pretty much took off all like the signs, replaced them with the Titanic,
That's pretty
made it
fucked
look
up.
like the Titanic,
Yeah.
and
But-
pretty much to sink the cheaper boat.
How come nobody spoke about this?
But so everyone like still died though and everything, right? Like,
So yeah, so the Titanic
it sounded like
sunk,
a fraud.
but it wasn't the Titanic ship; it was the Olympic.
Okay.
For him to get insurance money.
So what about the Titanic now? Like what is that? Like what happened to the actual Titanic?
So the actual Titanic remained.
Okay.
Obviously, it was a more expensive boat, so they used it in later expeditions.
Did they change it to? Did they change the name of it?
I don't know. Editor, let us know.
So you're telling me right now that the Olympic right now is the Titanic?
Yeah, so the boat that sank was the Olympic. But you're like, yo, why would he sink the boat if he was on it? What if I told you he was never on it? So 20 minutes before it was supposed to depart, he said he didn't want to go on the boat.
Wow.
Which is a little weird,
But
right?
like it got hit by an iceberg. Or they hit an
They
iceberg,
hit an
sorry.
iceberg.
Yeah. But
But
that
you
was on
can't plan that.
That was on purpose. No, they hit the iceberg on purpose.
So you're telling me
So you're telling
paid-
those guys killed themselves on purpose?
Yeah.
Pretty much. And this is the crazy thing. Also, all of J.P. Morgan's business competitors were on the boat. There was 3 of them, and they all died.
Or maybe because you know like how the captains like they map out
they map out their course before they set sail. So maybe he like did it so that there's like their course of action would hit an iceberg.
Maybe the captains didn't even know.
They didn't know. Yeah, I think
he told them where to go, and he knew there was an iceberg there, and obviously.
Yeah, but he would have to travel that far to know that there's an iceberg there.
What?
He would have to travel there to know that there's an iceberg there.
I don't know. So that's what I'm asking you. Do you guys believe in this?
I feel like I think it's. I don't necessarily like. I think the sketchy part about this is the fact that he like didn't go on in 20 minutes before.
Yeah.
Like that's the sketchy. Like that's definitely sketchy.
Yeah, it's kind of weird, and the fact that all of his business partners are on it too.
Yeah.
Kind of weird.
Were they rival partners?
Yeah, they're rivals.
Why would you even get on the boat?
Yeah, and none of them survived.
Yeah. I wouldn't get on the boat if it was my rival. Fuck that shit.
Like the guy that owns the boat, 20 minutes before he got cold feet and he said he didn't want to go on the boat. Yeah, I don't know. That just raises a couple of questions.
That's definitely like shady, but interesting. I don't know about this whole like Titanic and Olympic switch up. But yeah, it's definitely like the fact that he didn't go on it is definitely
like
fucking
people,
shady.
Like people have to paint those signs and stuff like that too, right?
Yeah, so they scratched it all off and they replaced the signs.
Where are the painters? Did they go on the boat too?
I don't know about the painters.
He's like, I'm getting rid of all the evidence.
All the loose ends. He's just killing them all.
So the Titanic movie featuring Leonardo DiCaprio should have been called The Olympic. Damn. What do you guys think of the Titanic movie? Since I guess we're just talking about movies.
I mean,
pretty good movie.
It was alright. It's pretty sad.
Was there space on that raft?
Oh, there was 110% space on that.
Yeah, it was the.
It wasn't a raft. It was a door.
It was a door. It was a bed frame actually.
No. It was the door for the closet. No,
it was a door.
Yeah, it was a door. Whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's definitely room.
It was 100% room.
Jack's a fucking idiot.
Yeah,
fucking knob.
Sorry, Jack, if you're real.
Yeah, sorry about that, brother.
But you could have survived, bro.
Anyways, guys, I think that's all we have for this week.
Yeah, let us know what we should do next week.
And also, if you think this is true or not.
Yeah, let us know in the comments. But yeah, it's definitely a crazy one this week. See you guys next week. Peace.
Peace.